shares some of the problems, and that's calling drainage. It is what others have said, where the water soaks in, where the water doesn't run off so fast because it sucks in. And I live on a lot like that in Southville, surrounded by it. But each thing that's built upstream is going to increase the speed of flow. If it's running through a ditch, a natural ditch with a natural soil, maybe some rock edges or something, then it'll slow down and sink in even in that ditch. When you put a big pipe through and try to guide the water speedily, it comes out someplace and does equal amount of damage. And a lot of those piped areas during these floods we've had over the years, have, even with that pipe, had surface water running parallel to it and over property and so forth. But in this particular case, something I said a couple of months ago, or maybe when we were discussing the land along, wrote it on my hand, Van Ash. I still can't get used to that street existing. But anyhow, the new Van Ash, I used to drive on the part that's up the hill and take pictures of the geese and the water and all these things. It was downhill in the trees. They're gone. But most of the water from there comes right through this property. Comes right through this. It goes under the interstate. I said this that first night 2 or 3 months ago, and a gentleman said, "Oh no, our engineer tells us all the water's going off to the north." Well, I think he didn't say that again after he looked at the reality. But the majority of water, at least, off of that property rezoned on Van Ash, goes to the west. Part of it, at the very eastern part of it, the high ground, it runs off that way. And then there's still the land just to the, immediately to the northwest of the Wilson Spring area that's being rezoned and has been rezoned, I think, part of it already. It's all totally wetland, except for the high slopes are wetland. So all that water, including a lot of water from inner parts of Fayetteville that come parallel to Skull Creek, come down this stream that goes through this property. So I can't agree with anybody that says it's somebody's right to build something that will damage other adjacent property. But we're still going to we're going to have the same philosophy spoken of upstream when more infill is built. It's going to run even faster down this same floodway. So you just got to realize whatever rezoning you do tonight or next meeting or whenever, you need to make sure that the staff has the power and the Planning Commission has the power to bring you things for approval after that point that will not do further damage. You really need nothing on that particular land except low impact development. And you can get a book or you can get it online. You can learn all the facts about various aspects of low impact development. So please keep that in mind. You lose a lot of control when you do a mass rezoning because each part of it is a bit different. Thank you.
Thank you, Aubrey. Who else would like to address us on this?
Good evening, Mr. Mayor.
Hey.
Brian Sorensen, 2882 Purple Phlox. We've been looking at this thing for close to a year now as neighbors to this proposal. And let me say this, there's one thing that we do like about it, or several people do like about it, and I think Mr. Jarrett referenced it. That's the green space. A lot of folks really had a goal in mind of maximizing that as much as possible. He did talk about residents on Van Eyck, the folks proposing this rezoning, getting a lot of support from those residents on Van Eyck. I don't know who they are. I haven't met many of them. We heard from a couple of them at the last Planning Commission meeting, and they quickly changed their tune after we opened up the lens and started to talk a little bit more about traffic concerns. The green space is all good, but I think it's akin to putting lipstick on a pig to some degree.